Just over 5 weeks ago, I broke my leg in a football game. It was my tibia that I broke, it was a hairline fracture, and I got a full cast on right up to my hip. It was really difficult at first to deal with, but I learnt a few tips and tricks on how to deal with it. And if someone's watching this with a broken leg, hopefully it can help you getting around the house. I managed to get into school, shower by myself, do schoolwork, stuff like that. I've actually just got the half cast on, but before my cast was right up to here, and I'm just going to be pretending it's up to here by just keeping my legs straight for now, for the benefit of this video. So the first thing I'm going to go over is what to do when it's time to go to bed. So I've got this big pillow, and this was really good because I could rest my leg up here or rest it on top or whatever. So put that here. So to get into bed, I would have obviously my legs straight. I would lift it because usually your muscles, they get stronger over time, so you're able to lift it without your arms. So basically you can do that, but for now I'd use my arm, use my other leg to lift myself over. I would lay it down on the bed there. That's it. And when it's morning, you get up, lift it, keeping it high, keep it up, stand, and then it's back down straight. Now I had to keep my leg elevated basically at all times unless I was going to and from places, because otherwise the blood doesn't flow properly, and then my toes went all purple. It was quite horrible. But now that I've got this half cast on, I don't need to, because I can put weight on my foot, which gets the muscles working, which helps pump the blood. But when you've got the full cast on, you need to always keep your leg up, which is quite a hassle, especially when you're not very stretchy and you've got to keep it stretched up all the time. It's quite a task. But now my next tip will be, when you're walking about the place, you'll need your crutches, and because obviously you can't carry anything, and you won't be able to wear your trousers because you've got a big cast on. If you've not got any shorts with pockets, because you'll need to be wearing shorts because it's hard to fit trackies or jeans or anything over a big cast. But I would use this bum bag. That's what I used. Had plenty of space, and then when I was in school, I would just whap my pens out, so you can just keep that on at all times. Whap your phone in there. Simple, you know how it is. Now for my third trick, I'm going to be showing you how to get changed. Obviously I'm fully clothed, so I'm just going to be adding to me, but I'm going to skip past the boxers and go straight to shorts. So the best way at first is to get someone to help you, because it's good to take all the help you can get. Really, you want to be resting, so doing all this sort of stuff straight away can be quite sore. So what I do is, obviously I wouldn't be sitting with a bent leg, obviously I need to have it straight because this is for a full cast. So I would take the required shorts. Obviously mine's on my right leg, so I'd take the right loop, and basically for me I'm quite stretchy, so I could just go like this and throw it round, get it right there, lift, just pull it right up, other leg in, just pull it up, and then boom, there you are. And then you do that with obviously your boxers first, then shorts. Then you can grab a sock, just pull that on by just bit, because you can bend that leg obviously. Then shirt, same as usual. So if you're not as stretchy or something's a bit tighter so you can't just chuck it round, what you'll do is get obviously mine's my right leg, so I take the hole in the right short, I take each crutch, put one through, put the other through the hole, if I can get it through there, then so you see you've got that open bit, and then you just simply place that round there, and then from there you can just lift your leg and pull it on. So for my next tip, I'm going to be talking about the shower. In the shower you need to be really careful, and the first few times, I hate to say it, but you might need supervised in case you slip and fall, and you might need some help doing it at first. So the way I would do it is, you get this big thing from Amazon. At first we bought these cheaper blue things, and we pulled it up and it tightened at the top. They're no good, they let the water in. This from Amazon, it's got like, this is like massive. This is for me, I'm big, I'm 6'2". But, so it's a big leg. But this is like, kind of seals it, I don't know. I've got quite skinny legs and it seals mine, so it should be alright. But what you're going to do is same thing again with the shorts, is obviously you're going to lift your straight leg, because obviously I've got full cast on rubber tendon. This one I can't chuck it round, so I would get my 2 crutches, put them in, keep them wide apart, like that, pull it, stretch it apart, slide it over the toes over the cast, so you've got it in. At this point you might be able to reach, if not, lift your leg up, pull it round under, and pull it right up. Make sure it's tight. The top of your thigh up here. Now actually getting into the shower. Important things to note. Here's my old ones. They're bad. Bin them. Bad. Right. So you need to have a mat ready for when you come out. Make sure there's no chance you slipping, because trust me, it's so slippy. When that gets wet and you put your crutches, they'll just go whoo-choo. So you'll need the mat. Get the mat down and see that if I put my crutch down there once, that's me slip. So what we do is I would just take a towel, throw it down there, so when that gets wet it's grippy, and when my crutch goes on it doesn't slip. If you've got some sort of thing you need to step over, both hands, if you're strong enough in your hip flexors, just lift it over, kind of struggle your way in, then one crutch in, other crutch in, make sure you're gripped right, and then just slowly, if that other foot's behind there, just jump straight in, boom, you're in the shower. And then getting back out again, just same thing again, lift the leg over. Obviously you'd have the waterproof cover on it. Up here, both crutches over, there, slowly leaning onto the crutches, so your foot's almost just off, lifting it over, jumping in, out, and then that's you out. Now at first the shower seems almost impossible. You're like, oh my god, this is my life for the next 2 months, 8 weeks, but really you just get used to it, and it's just like living a normal day. When you walk on your crutches, it just feels like walking normally. It's like you don't even think twice about it. So I'm going to demonstrate the shower here, but not actually in the shower, because what's the point? So basically you've always got your crutches in your hands, and when you let go you just keep them here, so you can always just grab them straight away. When you're washing your hair, I would hold on one, balance on one crutch, always keeping your leg in front, just obviously wash your hair like that. See, I don't know what's safe for girls, because I'm not a girl with long hair, or a boy with long hair, you know, whatever. Then obviously you can just wash your body. When you're washing your feet, you can either just go and not wash your feet, get someone else to do it for you if you're really into your privacy. What you can do is, with your broken leg, put it behind you, bend down, I'm holding on to 2 crutches here, so this one's balancing, this one's on my forearm, and I'm holding on to this one. Bend right down, my leg's obviously straight because I've got a full cast on, rubber tendon, and then you can just wash your feet down like that, and back up, straighten out. Now, it's quite hard keeping your leg out straight all the time. I found that so hard at first. It was like so tiring on your hip muscles. All you wanted to do was just lie down. But if you get something with chunky soles, also, I used Air Forces as well. But like Vapor Maxes, don't go out and buy a Vapor Max just to use while you've got a broken leg. 'Cause it's not that long for, what is it, £170 or whatever. But if you have something chunky like that, it's really good, because if I slip that on right now and you look, just standing on the one leg, my foot's elevated because it's so chunky, which means you can just stand like that. You don't need to keep your leg out in front like you would with no shoes on or flat shoes. So it's just really relaxing for your hip muscles, which will be knackered. Now, something that I found a few days into breaking my leg is that you're holding on and putting all your weight onto these bits of hard plastic, and it's not pleasant. So what I did combat that, that or whatever the word is I would take a sock, put it over the handle. I got the mick taken at me at school for being a big wimp, but when you're holding on to them for, it's been 5 weeks now, it gets a bit, hands get used to it, but right at the start, so like, I take another sock, whoop, whap it on, just pull it over, and then feed it right over. And then what I take is like a fluffier, one of the fluffy socks you get at Christmas, because who actually buys them for themselves, as a male anyway. Then pull that over and that'll give you. So then when you get up, it should be really soft and nice to walk on, and it shouldn't feel as much of a task rather than just walking. Now, for getting around the place, obviously use your crutches. Keeping this leg out in front at all times, not that far, just a wee bit out, so your heel's just hovering above the ground. Crutches out in front to where your leg is, then you're jumping into the crutch. Well, not jump, but so crutch, step, crutch, step. And in the first few days of breaking your leg, don't think that you can just go a million miles an hour, because you will fall, and it's not good. I've fallen once onto my leg and I thought I'd broke my leg again. So I was really keen to get back into school, and it was right before my higher exams, so I was really worried. Obviously they're cancelled now because of coronavirus. I was recommended by the hospital to get in contact with the British Red Cross, who do wheelchair hires, which was really, really good. I got a wheelchair in Scotland. It was £15 a week, which to be able to get you about the place is really not that much. It's £18 to get a leg extension, which obviously I needed the leg extender, which was so good. It helps me go outside and go around the block or whatever, because otherwise I just wouldn't have been able to, because I tried going around in my crutches and you get so knackered so quickly, and I just had to come back like after about 2 minutes. I got one with the big wheels that you can wheel like that. We got it for 4 weeks, but we've still got it because coronavirus, they're not taking it back. So my school has a lift, so I used the lift. My friend took me to every class and went down the lift with me. So yeah, in summary, British Cross, I don't know what it's like in England or Wales, or what you would do if you're an American watching this video, which I don't even think anyone is going to watch it that's actually got a broken leg. It's probably just people taking the piss at me, but whatever. Anyway, try and get in contact with a charity, or if you're paying for a private hospital, they'll probably give you a wheelchair like Bupa or whatever. Now, unfortunately, when you have a cast on, to stop getting blood clots, you'll have to take injections every single day, which, in comparison to having a broken leg and not being able to go out and play with your friends, play football or whatever, it's not actually that bad, but it is pretty sore. The way I found after 4 weeks of doing it, which I wish I'd had a YouTube video that told me exactly how to do it at first, the way I found to remove all pain, which is quite a hard task to do, is just don't tense. You'll get it right in the ab muscle, right in here. And if you don't tense your abs, which is really hard because you might, it doesn't hurt at all. When you start to tense, that's when it hurts. I'd recommend getting someone else to do it. I'd recommend it being the same person every time, so they get used to it, that you can tell them what hurts. So what happened at first is these injections, it was really, really sore. And the reason for that is my dad, who was the one that did the injections, took the injection, and when he squeezed it, he didn't hold on to this bit, and they ended up squeezing it down into me instead of just squeezing this stuff in. So obviously we talked it through. I told him, right, next time try and just hold on to it, and then from there on it was perfect. So I'd recommend getting the same person to do it over and over again, so that you can make sure they're doing it right. I did try and do it myself once, and I just couldn't put it in. It was like impossible. I was like, oh, and I just didn't do it. So if I've got this water bottle and I wanted to carry it from point A to point B, the best way to do it is FaceTime your mum and get her to do it for you. But if not, the second best way to do it is just put it in your waistband. You can carry a bit like that. That's what I found myself doing a lot. But what to do, hold one crutch your side where your brake is, so obviously my brake's in the right, and then your water bottle in your left hand, or laptop, or whatever you're wanting to carry in your left hand, and you've not got your bum bag on, or it doesn't fit your bum bag like this water bottle. Basically, hold this in your right and just put that one down and just small hops. Legs out in front. Got this in my left hand. I'm just putting this in front, just a little hop into it. Little hop. Takes a lot longer than just whapping that in here and just... Another trick is when I wanted to sit on the couch, usually what I would do is my head would be here, I would lie and I would have my leg up on this armchair, armrest. But another thing is that if we move the rug out of the way and then move this couch in front of it, I could lie there and put my leg up on there. I would put this puffy up on that one, that couch that I'd moved up to here, and I would just lie with my leg on it, and it meant I could face the TV, which is quite useful, especially when you've got Simpsons to watch. Now, this might not apply to everyone, but it might apply to you if you're in an office, but in school, for me, it was quite difficult to get the perfect weight of sitting because I was in 5 different classes, 6 different classes every single day. And then every class has different size of desks or whatever. So in biology, they've got really high up desks. So I would just sit in my wheelchair. The teacher got me a little desk to put beside my right arm. And I would just sit in my wheelchair with my leg up on the extended leg, and I would just sit here writing next to me. It was so uncomfortable. But then in maths, I would just leave my wheelchair outside, I would crutch in, and I would just sit either with my leg on the desk, which people don't mind because you've got a broken leg. It's not really rude when you've got a broken leg. And sometimes I would sit with both legs up because you would feel really stretched in here in your groin or in your hip or whatever. Alternative is getting another chair, putting it around the other side of the desk, putting your leg under the desk on top of that chair when it's getting a bit much for you stretching up or you need to use the desk. The way I would eat dinner is mainly the ways I've just spoken about. We've got a long bench in our kitchen as one of the seats, so I would just sit on that with my leg at first. Before you get used to it, you're going to need to eat your dinner holding it like that, basically. Because you can't really, unless you've got a super special disabled table, you're not really going to be able to sit and eat with your plate on the table because it's quite difficult unless you can go like that and you've got mad balancing skills. You can eat it, otherwise you're going to get rice all over the floor, whatever you're eating. What me and my 2 best friends would usually do is go to the park and play football or rugby or whatever, but that obviously wasn't an option, so a good pastime is either playing the Xbox or having them round and eating Dominoes. But it does seem scary to start off with, but you do get used to it. But I'm looking forward to next time I can play football again, or walk, or run, or jump, or anything like that. One thing that I did find is when you've got a broken leg, you become unbelievably good at balancing on one leg. Your left leg, or whatever one that isn't broken, will become so strong if you need to get from point A to B, which is just a short distance. Usually you can just find yourself hopping, keep your leg out in front, hopping back and forward. Obviously I wouldn't recommend that over a long distance, but see if you're just going to get like a bit of bread or something from the fridge just back to the table, I wouldn't even bother with the crutches, I would just hop over. If you ever find your toes getting cold, which you will anytime you go outside, you're going to need to put a sock over your cast. When I went on the ski trip, I got big skiing socks, which is what I've used, put over my cast. Just get them, put them over. Obviously, if I had my legs straight, I couldn't actually reach. The only way I found to do this was to get my mum to do it, or my dad, or sisters, because I just didn't find any way, which I know is meant to be a tip video on how to deal with things after my experience, but throughout my experience of having a full cast on, I never found a way to put a sock on. I just got someone else to do it. Next, I'm going to show you how to get in and out of the car. In Scotland, the driver's side is on the right hand side, so if you've broke your right leg, go in the driver's side, and if you broke your left leg, go in the passenger side. Put my crutches to the side. I'm gonna my leg straight. I'm gonna hold my leg and sit in the back seat. I'm gonna, using this leg, put it here, push myself back, push back. Now I'm this far in, and this is why it's important to get in the driver's side, because my left leg is down here rather than being up here. Pushing off of this leg, push. Push. I get myself in. Obviously I'm taking up 3 seats. If you need a passenger, I'm going to have to sit on someone. I'm going to lift it. Put it over here because this car's not very big, so the door will hit it. I would take 2 pillows, put the pillows or cushions there, and lift my leg on top, because you need to keep your legs elevated, and if you're in a long car journey, keeping it down is not the best idea. Hopefully there'll be someone with you who's actually driving, otherwise there'll be no point in getting in a car, so they would just pass your crutches and shut the door for you, which is just lay them down there beside you for when you're getting out. This leg here can act as a protector, so this when the car's moving, this leg's not going to fall off down there because that would hurt. So you can keep this leg here to block it, which is why it's important to get in the driver's side and then sitting on the passenger side. So in summary, bum in first, in the driver's side. In the UK, when the driver's on the right, slide back, take up 3 seats, get someone to shut the door for you. Now when getting out the car, you can be a wee bit more independent because hopefully you'll be able to stretch, open the car door, then kick it open. Then same thing with that leg, the left leg, or whatever leg isn't broken. Push yourself forward, get out, grab your crutches, stand up. Get your crutches on and you're good to go. So if you want a part 2 of half cast, because it's so different, I'll just give you a little teaser. Here's my fresh Nike that I wear to put weight in it, because I can put weight in it now, which is quite good. But if you want a part 2 of tips on how to deal with a half cast, then just comment, yeah, I actually care, because I don't think anyone will. But I'm in quarantine and I can't walk. Well, I can't walk now, but I couldn't walk, so I was like bored, so I was like, oh, let's just make a YouTube video on my experience. If you want to check out my channel, I don't really do videos like this. I usually post memes. So if you like memes, then subscribe or just check out my channel. Whatever. Don't really care what you do. Anyway, bye!